is how to make a little sculptey sheep with regular store-bought sculptey. Comes in a package like that, all white. And all you need are your fingers and a safety pin or similar small instrument. Okay, this is the end product. Looking at all the sides. Just a little tail. Alright, take a blob of sculptey, warm it up. Okay, rolled into a ball. You're going to pinch out the head and then the 4 limbs without pinching it so much that you make his neck or legs like scraggly. So taking about 1/3 of the sculptey, just rotate, pinching slightly so you get something like a snowman. Kind of push back down so it doesn't get too, keep it round. Okay, do the same thing with the limbs, being gentle to kind of, it looks like you're just flattening it at first, but then if you pinch down on the other sides, you start to get little limbs, and kind of go around lightly without pinching off or separating from the body. Okay, 2 arms, do the same with the legs, with the remaining portion that you have. Kind of pinching, turning. Okay, it's like gingerbread man. You want them all to be about the same size, so if it ends up being too skinny, just like shove it back in and then try pinching it back out again. Okay, you have a gingerbread man. Pinch the bottom legs out just a little bit more. Alright. Fold his legs in. Sorry, camera's kind of blurry. Okay, so he's like sitting. And then press his arms in a little bit so that you can kind of bend them forward. So you're going to spread his legs out and kind of push his body forward a little bit like that. So see, he's looking more like that one. Okay. Work on the ears next. Pinch the sides of his head together slightly, like that. And then pinch back the other way, always making sure not to pinch so hard that you pinch off. Just keep rotating your fingers around till you get something kind of like that. Now his face is too narrow here, so I'm going to take and pinch this way, that you want to keep that face round and keep his snout in. Okay. My sheep doesn't have much of a neck, so I'm going to press just a little bit under, give him more of a neck. Alright. His legs are rather stumpy still, so I'm going to pinch out his legs just a little bit more, give him a little more shape, make him a little thinner. Anytime you get like a line like that, you can just rub your hand over it and smooth it out so you don't see those creases. Okay, pinch his legs out a little bit more. Keep them spread. Okay, kind of pushing his backside together because he's getting really wide back there. Alright. Now you need a safety pin or straight pin. I had a straight pin here somewhere. I'm just using a straight pin like this. You can texture it with all kinds of things. The end of a pin cap, you could just texture it with a pin or with this side. I like the little ball on this end. It leaves this kind of circular texture there. Okay. Now I'm going to start by his ears. What I'm going to do is just roll this ball. Get close. Kind of pressing it in here to carve out some of that, just rubbing it back and forth to carve out some of the ear like that, and then you can pinch it back down. It kind of has a sheep-shaped ear rather than a dog ear. Same thing on this side. Bunny-like, but then you pinch him back down a little bit, make it a little pointy. Okay. I'm going to go around his face and just put a little marking because the sheep has a smoother part like around his snout and then the fur on the edges. So, just pressing lightly. Okay, and actually you want that part, the smooth part, to be slightly lower than the fur part because that fur would stick out more, right? So right around the edge, just take your finger and press very, very lightly all the way around in that crease to kind of make his snout lower than the fur. So now you can see the fur sticks up. Oh, it's kind of blurry again. Almost done. The fur sticks up just a little bit more. Okay. Keeping that round snout shape. You can even give a little pinch at the edge of the snout. Maybe more like that. Okay, doing the same thing around the feet. So giving a couple little lines. These don't have to be totally perfect. Just making his fur stick out above his feet. Back feet. And this side, this leg's a little shorter, but that's okay, it gives some character. Press press down, press on the sides just lightly. And then, okay. Alright, push his legs back together. Sometimes when you're working will start to get really crouched, and you just need to kind of pick certain places, like back here is really fat, and pinch, and that will kind of raise him up higher. Okay, pinch his legs back out if they start getting smashed. His backside, kind of misshapen back here, so I'm gonna just rub your fingers out. Any lines that you get, just rub them out like that really gently. Pressing him in. Okay, he actually would have a little tail, so I'm just gonna pinch down and sideways a little bit to make a little tail like that, and then kind of push it up. And then pat and smooth out these edges here. Okay, like that. Okay, you can bend the head to do any kind of various positions. Sometimes it's really cute just to like tilt them sideways like that, like he's looking up at someone. We're ready at this point to go ahead and do his face. So to do the nose, you're gonna press once this way and then once this way, very lightly, where his little nose line would be. So like that, and then going the other way, so it forms like a little upside down triangle. Then a tiny little mark where his like lip line would connect. Like that. And then do your mouth. Depending on how hard you press would be how much he'll smile. You can turn it up on the edges like that. You could even pinch that down then to make his mouth actually like open up if you wanted to. His little eyes. Again, you can use anything you want to do this, but I just kind of poke his eyeball in and then wiggle it around just a little bit. Okay. There's his face. Okay, now we're ready for fur. The fur, just make sure you don't, press his head down so much, but just lightly take the end of your thing and kind of hold this. I'm supporting his neck, so don't squish him too much. And just tap the way around, so it's going to give you that kind of texture there. Okay, going all the way around. Even on the back of his ears, really lightly. It's kind of hard because they're thin. I can tell looking right here that his neck is he's too squatty, so I'm just pushing a little bit again to let it kind of come back up. Okay. He actually would have, his little legs would have kind of hip bones back here, so you can press in a little bit around to give him some of those hips in the back. Like that. Okay, these kind of got stuck together, and it makes them hard to texture, so I'm going to pull them apart right now. So I can get inside there. Okay, the more I press, the more he's looking like he's lying down, which is fine. I can leave him like that. Or once I'm done texturing, I can kind of lightly grab his legs and put him back into more of a sitting position. Be really careful where you hold, because it will undo the marks that you put on there. So I can leave him like that, or I could just push his little legs forward a little bit. And then down again. And then he'll be back in a sitting position. Turn his head sideways. And lift it up so it's like looking lovingly at the person you give this to. Kind of shaped his ears, so I'm going back over that, open it back up. Okay, last touch would be to their little legs have these like little indents, I guess, little finger marks, so I'll just put a little tiny indent in both. Go. It's all done. And they look different, which is good.